Hello, my name's Keith, and I am the partner agent for Newman's Property Experts based in Newport, but also covering as far as Cardiff to the west and Bristol in the east. So I cover quite a large area. And I'm here today to talk about what is a relatively new service that I'm offering, which is the buying agent service. The reason for this is actually very, very straightforward. My favorite analogy is to say it's like waiting for a bus. And this is waiting for a bus that never seems to turn up. And when it does, it's full and it goes whizzing past. And what this means is that you never seem to get onto the list to have a viewing. And even if you're lucky enough to be able to get a viewing, when you come to offers, you're competing against often dozens of other people who are putting in offers. The bidding goes way above your budget and you lose out every time. And it isn't fair. It's as simple as that. People are losing out big time. Young people in particular, who are desperate to get onto the property market, aren't able to do so simply because there's a chronic shortage of property coming onto the market, and there is very, very high demand from other people, first-time buyers, people looking to move up the chain, investment property investors, etc., etc. So this service, the buying agent service, is the solution to this particular problem. The service itself is not new, but what I've done certainly for this is to put it in a more formal setting. So it is now a formal service rather than just an ad hoc thing that I can do for people. There is now a definite buying agent service. And what this means is that rather than act for the vendor, as I would do in a conventional house sale, I am now acting for the buyer. And that means I go armed with all the information that the potential buyer gives to me about themselves and the kind of property that they're looking for. And I do a multi-pronged marketing campaign in social media, on conventional platforms, on tools that only are available to industry professionals, in order to locate properties not yet on the market where there may be people may be induced to sell at a market price to somebody who wishes to buy their home. It's not a free service. As the buyer is taking the place of the vendor in the process, then obviously it's the buyer who then has to pay the fee. The advantage, of course, is that a vendor who may very well be put off by the prospect of having to pay estate agency fees no longer has that objection, and he knows that he doesn't have to have the house marketed. It's being sold directly to a pre-qualified and a very interested buyer, and the buyer gets an exclusive approach to properties that they really want, and they are not having to face competition, which is bidding the price up, often out of their reach. It is a very effective solution, and by putting it on a formal basis, it becomes part of the normal function of what a hybrid estate agent like myself would normally expect to do. If you are certainly a first-time buyer who is despairing ever of getting a foot in the door of the property market, this is something you should definitely consider. And whilst you might think, well, I'm going to be paying all these extra fees, well, the fact that you're not getting caught up in a bidding war means that actually it will probably save you money in the long term, albeit having to pay money in advance as opposed to being able to incorporate long term into a mortgage. But the important thing is it will help to get you onto the property ladder. And that is a ladder where the tide is rising very, very fast. And there's a real danger for a lot of people, even in areas which are still very cost effective, like Newport, which is my core area, is that if there's undue delay, even there, they may find themselves being left behind. If you would like to find out more details about how I can help you with the buying agent service, please follow the link under the video to WhatsApp, to the website, to my direct email, and I'll be only too happy to talk to you in further detail. Thank you very much.